Hey, on today's video, we're going to look at what's inside the Smokeslinger full-size direct heat smoker.
We always call this the Swiss Army knife of barbecue smokers. All right, guys, let's open this thing up. Now, whenever you look in it, I've got everything pulled out of this cooker. You'll see there's just a floor in here. It's just a flat bottom. That's super easy for cleanup and things like that. There's a drain in the middle. But then we've got these two brackets, this one in the back and one up here in the front on both sides of the firebox door. Now what this is designed for, you could just put your cooking grates right in here. There's two levels of cooking grates. And you could put your tuning plates in, which we'll show you all of that in a minute. And you could actually use a shovel and an outside coal burner that you can make charcoal, and you can shovel coals directly on the bottom of this unit and spread those super even so that if you wanted to do like whole hogs, you could put a little more coals on one end, a little less on the other, and control your heat zones directly, or if you're doing shoulders or something like that, like you would do down in the southeast. But you don't always have to cook that way. We actually have charcoal baskets and rails that the charcoal baskets go on. So that's one of the awesome things about this smoker. It's so versatile. So we've got these little channels. And if you look, it looks kind of like pallet rack teeth on here. And what I can actually do is stab this back inside that slot like this. And then I can set this down inside and it just hooks. I don't need any tools or anything to be able to do that. Put that back in that tab right there. Now my rails are installed so that I can slide a charcoal basket in here. You could run one side without and one side with. You can just burn in one charcoal basket, however you want to do it. Real quick, I'm going to grab a charcoal basket. Okay, so we've got this charcoal basket. It's basically a tub with a slot in the front. And this is a drawer, is how this works. And then we've got this assembly right here, which is the burn grate. Now, you can just put your fire directly in this basket if you want to fill it up full of charcoal and burn it like a fuse from the front to the back, which I do that quite a bit. You could also do like what we always called the minion method, which is kind of like you'll light one end, Jim Minion for the Weber guys out there. Mad props to him. Anyway, you burn like this and you can go around the side and come back, and you have to leave a gap in between in the middle. That'll give you a really long, low temperature burn. But then you can set this in there if you want. And when this is installed, you'll see you can raise your charcoal basket up, or your coal bed up off the bottom, and you can get air under the coal bed. That'll give your ash a place to settle down in there. Okay guys, now I'm gonna set this charcoal basket down inside the slots. Now you can see it's like a C channel there in front, and then you just literally hook this in there like that and shove it in. Now make sure that when you put this in there that you've got your air slots up in the front. Okay. Yep. All right, guys, now one of the magical things about this cooker is not just how these charcoal baskets can be used in place or take all of that out of there. The real magic comes in with this cooker with adjustability of your temperature zones using these tuning plates. Now, these aren't just like, if a lot of guys will remember back in the old offsets how there used to be a bunch of plates. A couple of guys were instrumental in that design. And I've built quite a few pits that way myself, and they work great. It's always awesome to be able to have a really hot zone and a cooler zone, or be able to even everything out. That's what these plates do, but there's one significant improvement to that design, is these channels. Now, it's not for structure as much as it is actually for structure, but it's also for, like, whenever your air mass is coming up out of the coal bed, you also get a little bit of turbulence right here because everything comes up and it has to spin down. Cooler air falls, warmer air goes up. Even though it's really hot air, it's still cooler than the air that's coming up. So it'll spin around in here. Now we can do that all the way across this entire cooker, and what that does is it blends our airflow so we get a more even temperature if that's what we're after. Now this comes with a whole bunch of tuning plates in here, and you can pull a couple out, put a couple in. You can adjust them and put different gaps between them. I'm going to show you how to do that on the inside. Okay, so these tabs right here, they run on this bottom rail right here. And what you do is you stick that back in there like that, and then let this part fall down. And then you can slide these at the beginning of your cook or even during the cook. You can adjust these. So I'm going to slap several of these in there and give you an idea what that does. You can see how easy it is to put those in. Now you can move these plates around and you can build your fire in different scenarios to where you could have direct heat on that side just wide open, and you could just let that go straight up. But if you needed to, you can slide these plates as a group or just a few of them and put those directly over the top of that where the coals are if they're burning on that side. Shove them together, and now the air has to go two ways to get around that. So you could do that with one basket, both baskets, however you want to do it. Whenever you're cooking and you want a really even temperature, you can put a gap in between these plates. I'll show you here. So as you adjust them, you can do narrower gaps on one side, and as you go across, just incrementally make those gaps a little bit bigger, like that. So we've got pretty dang tight, or you can even touch, leave a small gap here, and what's going to happen is you're going to be able to let just a little bit of air flow through there as that air's spinning up underneath of these tuning plates. My personal favorite way that I've been cooking lately is what I call reverse flow mode. So you can see I haven't lit a fire in that basket nearly as much as I have over here in this basket. And so what I'll do, get the rest of these plates in here. So what I'll do is I'll have a fire lit in the basket on this end, and I've got all of these plates shoved this way, and if you look, there's a gap at that other end down there. So now everything comes up and goes under these plates all the way to that side before it can come up. Now you might get a little bit of air in between these plates. It's not that big of a deal because we're channeling most of our airflow that way. And here in a little bit, we're going to talk about the exhaust ports on the side and how to use those in those different modes. But if I decided I wanted to go in offset mode, I could actually be cooking on that end, and I could slide this whole group of plates all the way that way. Now I've got my fire on this side, and everything's coming directly up, and it comes up into this lid and spins, and then it can go all the way across and go out that side. Once we talk about those exhaust vents, you'll see that. So anyway, that's the magic of the tuning plates. I've got one more plate I can put in, and if I was going to use this cooker to do like a whole bunch of the same meat evenly across the top, this is how I would set it up. I would have narrow gaps in right directly over my charcoal basket. And then I would start widening those out as I went across in the middle, like this here. See? That's simple. Small adjustments. You can use like your finger as an indicator on your gap, or you can actually use like a small piece of material like your metal or something out of your shop or whatever. And so as you set those gaps in between those plates, now we're able to manipulate those temperature zones. So the next piece of the puzzle is our cooking grates. And we've got two levels of cooking grates here.
Okay guys, so we've got our cooking grates here, and there are two different size cooking grates. There's one grate that's a little bit taller than the other. Just barely. The smaller one goes on the bottom shelf and the bigger one goes on the bigger shelf.
So you can take the rack, the skinnier rack, put it in between those probes and lay it down, and then slide it off to one side, right? Now you can take the rack that's bigger than that and put it up on the top, like that. So as you're cooking, another thing that you can do is you can move these racks in the middle of a cook. So if I wanted to have a hot zone, then I could have my hot zone. I could cook on the cool end and then sear over on the other side, or finish chicken skin, or anything I want to do like that. One of my favorite things on this cooker is direct heat ribs. So you can actually do a longer low and slow style cook because we've got such a big distance between the coal bed. If you use the baskets between the coal bed and the bottom of the ribs, we actually leave the membrane on. And what we'll do is we'll crisp up that membrane, and it's just a whole nother level of barbecue. So you can actually slide this rack around without having to move your meat or anything like that. Just slide the whole rack, one end or the other, depending on how you want to finish things. So anyway, I'm going to finish putting this thing together. There you go. 2 layers of cooking racks, tuning plates. We've got the charcoal baskets that we can leave in or move them out. We can adjust our temperature zones. The final piece of the puzzle is going to be those exhaust ports on the sides.
So whenever you're manipulating your temperature zones, you can actually use exhaust on one side or the other, or you can switch in the middle of a cook. So for instance, I've got these 2 exhaust dampers on this side, and they're just like a pinwheel style damper. I could open these and leave those closed. In reverse flow mode, I slide all those plates all the way this way like I showed you, burn a fire here. My fire's burning, everything goes across, goes up through the gap and comes back around and comes out these ports. This is also helpful if you're cooking in high wind conditions and things are messing with you. Now the charcoal baskets are interchangeable, so if you had to move your fire from one side to the other and change wind directions, you know, some good heavy fire gloves and you can do that. Pretty easy. You can also just rotate the cooker. But anyway, you can easily control temperature by opening and closing your air inlets at the bottom and opening and adjusting your air inlets or your exhausts on the top. One more important thing is we've got the inside of this lid. This lid is a double wall air gap insulated lid. And what that means is that between the inside of the lid and the outside of the lid, there's an air gap in there. And that prevents conduction from going straight through and just rejecting all that heat out the top. Now, I mean, whenever you've got this lid closed, you can hold your hand right here. If this cooker's running 300, it won't burn you at all. But we don't want to put insulation inside this lid because it actually traps too much heat. We want to be able to sweat heat in a direct heat application like this where we're closing a lid. So that helps us quite a bit. So you've got plenty of room on here for pork butts, turkeys, anything like that. If you pull these upper grates out to the inside of this lid, I had to double check, but I think it's about 9.5 inches from that grate to the bottom of this lid. So you can do beer can chickens in there. Anyway, that's a tour around the inside and outs of a 24x48 or the full size Smokeslinger direct heat smoker. Like I said, if you want more information about this smoker or to get a quote, go over to smokeslinger.com. That's S-M-O-K-E, Slinger, S-L-I-N-G-E-R, link in the description. And you can actually get a quote. You can also just buy it directly on the website if you want, but sometimes we got special deals you may want to take advantage of by just getting a quote and filling out the form. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you. We do ship these everywhere in the United States. We also have a dealer in the UK. Shout out to Ollie at ProSmoke. By the way, also in the description of this video or the comments or wherever you're at on whatever channel, there's a link also to our private Facebook group. If you go on Facebook and type in Smokeslinger Pit Owners Group, you're welcome to join that group. There's a ton of advocates in there, people that have these things and cook on them every day. You'll be surprised. Some people actually have multiple just because they like it so much. I actually have one of my buddies in there. He actually sold all of his cookers and got one of these pits, and he actually uses it more than anything. So I appreciate you. Thanks for watching this video. If you don't mind, share it with your friends and let us know if you would like one of these pits. Sure like to ship one to you.